Hello and welcome to First Friday. It is February, all those F's, First Friday in February. Happy February 3rd to you, Melissa. I'm glad to have you here today.
Thank you so much, Marty. I am so thrilled to be with you all. This is awesome.
I am Martie Hoofer, Digital Content Manager of Keep Indiana Learning, and we come to you live the first Friday of every month to tell you about all the things going on in Keep Indiana Learning. And this month is a little more than just what's going on at Keep Indiana Learning. We're stretching a little bit. So that's why Melissa's here, and we'll get to talk about that in a second. But we do have to represent the big rivalry game going on tomorrow. I am a very proud Indiana University alumni, and Melissa is not.
I would like to say that I love everyone, but I may have on some black and the blood runs gold.
Oh, there we go. So maybe we'll have to come back next month and talk about how this little game goes tomorrow. So it's a big game at my house. My husband is a very proud Boilermaker. And so we get along great every day of the year, except those couple hours tomorrow.
Separate rooms, separate sides of the house, probably, right?
There's a little trash talking that'll go on at my house tomorrow, but that's okay. It's all fun, and it makes for a fun afternoon. So here we go with what's going on at Keep Indiana Learning. To stay in the loop, please check out our calendar. You can go to the Browse Upcoming Live Events and then click on the small box on the right where it says Upcoming Live Events Calendar, and that will take you to our calendar for the month. And I took this screenshot 2 days ago, and it's already out of date. I added 2 new events yesterday on February 10th. So make sure you check out this calendar. It is all the time being added to. So let's talk about our top 3 events for this month. Our first one actually involves you as well, Melissa, coming up on February 16th. We are kicking off our spring speaker series. We are thinking positively that we are calling February 16th spring, but we are. And so this is our first event, the Human Skills Gap, Empowering Our Youth with the Missing Piece. This will be a live stream with Chris Mackey and Courtney Riley from Skills Line. And this promises to be a great afternoon as we think about the skills our students need that maybe they're not quite getting, and how can we help fill those gaps?
I heard an amazing quote. The strategies we teach today become habits tomorrow. And I'm thinking this one is going to be that moment.
Yes. Would you say that quote one more time?
Yes. The strategies we learn today become our habits tomorrow.
Oh, yes. And that is a great tie to what Chris and Courtney are going to talk about. They truly saw a need. They're both lifelong educators, and they saw a need and decided they needed to fill that, and did that with creating Skills Line. And that idea of durable, transferable human skills, because that's what we need, are equipping our students with those critical thinking human skills to go forward. Because, I mean, think about it. ChatGPT. I don't know if you've tried it yet, Melissa, that AI software. Yes. Yes. Even, I started to say a year ago. I'm not sure 6 months ago we would have thought about that. And so how do we prepare students for things we cannot even imagine are coming? So February 16th, mark your calendar. You can, it'll be coming to you live across social media, just like our First Friday show is. So you can catch it live or catch it later on our YouTube channel or any of our social media channels. So that's a easy one to catch. No registration required. And speaking of no registration required, I was looking at the Keep Indiana Learning calendar, and man, this is just the month of live streams. Actually, there's, I think, one more that may not be captured here. Yay STEM is on Mondays. They are such a fun group, and they're going to have their first guest on February 13th. Matt Miller from Ditch That Textbook will be on their show. And so he's so much fun. And The Yay STEM team are so much fun. So that will be a great afternoon. Their show is at 5 on the 13th. The digital learning coaches have a number of shows this month. There's actually 2 on the 8th, 1 on the 10th, and 1 on the 22nd. The one on the 10th, no, one of them on the 8th and one of them on the 22nd is about all the acronyms in education. So Melissa, I'm going to put you on the spot. Dr. Jenner sends out a newsletter every Friday morning. I don't remember exactly which newsletter this was, but how many education-related acronyms do you think were in just one newsletter of Dr. Jenner's?
You know, they're so comfortable, a lot of them, but I bet there were at least 15. Am I too high?
No, not too high, too low. There were 19 acronyms in one newsletter. So the digital learning coaches are going to unpack those acronyms on the 8th and the 22nd. On the 8th, they're focusing on just general education. On the 22nd, they're going to focus on data and testing. And then a show that they will have in March will be about focusing on special education and English language learners, which just those 2 alone are...
It's so full. And this is something we just take for granted that everybody knows.
Yes.
How beneficial will this be?
Yes.
Game changer.
And think about it as educators, how often we throw those acronyms around to parents. How unfair is that?
Absolutely.
So those will be some great live streams. I'm really looking forward to those. Then on February 15th is the Lit Gals. That's at 3:30, talking about all things books. This month, focusing on authors of color. And full disclosure, that is a show I'm on, and I'm super excited about the books we're going to share this month. So you got the Lit Gals. All right. And our last of our big 3, our top 3, the Shift and Lift Summit. So excited about this. This is a collaboration between Keep Indiana Learning and the education service centers all across Indiana. Melissa is one of those. Yes. So this will be just short sessions on February 28th from 3 to 5. They start at the top and the bottom of every hour, and every half hour you will have a string of 4 to choose from. So there are going to be lots of great sessions available, and these are designed to either shift your thinking in some ways or lift your thinking, to elevate maybe things you're already doing that you want to do a little better. And I'm super excited about these sessions. Melissa, you want to say anything about that afternoon?
I am super excited as well, simply because it's like 15 minutes of action steps, right? You're not overwhelmed. You're not in this situation where all this PD is being thrown at you, boom, boom, boom. And then what do I do next? And then, of course, our friend Kyle Klein is going to be presenting.
Yes.
Oh, I can't even, just all the names that I want to blurt out that are sharing strategies.
Yes. And what I love about it, Melissa, is yes, you need to register, and maybe you can't be there from 3 to 5. I understand 3 to 5 Eastern is 2 to 4 Central for our corners of the state friends. That's hard. And even 3 to 5 is hard. You're getting kids on the bus and off the bus and transitioning between practices. And life is hard from 3 to 5 p.m. But the beauty of this, go ahead and register, and then you have access for a year to all of these sessions. So the next time you're taking a 20-minute walk, you can pop in those AirPods, and 20 minutes of learning, and that mile flies right on by.
For some of us, Marty, for some.
Okay. Well, walking this morning, the mile would not have flown by because it was really cold. But again, look at this positively. It's going to be warm, and the sun is going to shine, and it's going to be great. But the mile will go quickly as you listen to these. So make sure you register. The link is there, bit.ly/shift and lift with the capital letters there. So these are sessions you won't want to miss. And that feeds us right in to where we're going next. All right, Melissa, this is your moment to shine. Tell us why you're here today.
Oh, Martie, you're so funny. I love working with you, by the way. Such a great teammate. But I am Melissa Gill from Wabash Valley, one of your Indiana service centers. And all 9 of us gather and work together, like Martie mentioned earlier, for the ESC of I team. And our first big project that we're rolling out together, and we're super excited, is effective universal instruction. And if you happen to have this book, awesome. Look at you, Martie. You're ready to go. So this is the book that we are going to discuss with you over, isn't it from February until May?
Yes, ma'am.
Each first and third Thursday, you will meet a different instructional specialist director from each of your ESCs, and we will highlight a chapter for you, meaning we will give you the key bullet points from each chapter, making sure you can take away some action steps. And this could also allow you to dig deeper with your staff, which is always the goal. But our first keynote kickoff is on February 9th with one of the actual authors, Sarah Brown. And Sarah is just amazing. Right, Martie? Would you?
Yes.
Do you have another word for her? She's kind, she's in the field, she understands, and she's led statewide initiatives to beef up, strengthen universal tier instruction. So we are excited for this, and we can't wait to share out with you. And be sure to be looking for our points to ponder. They're key little bite-size action steps from each of the chapters that really make you think, aha, what can I do to make a difference with my tier 1?
And one of the things I love that I'm sure Sarah will hit on is that if we strengthen our tier 1 instruction, then our tier 2 and 3 become much more impactful.
Yes.
Because if we've done tier 1 well, one, there would be fewer students in tier 2 and tier 3. And right there, you're going to make it better. But then the students that do need tier 2 and tier 3 support, they're going in with a stronger foundation. So it makes whatever you're doing there in tier 2 and tier 3 just more effective. Talk about working smarter and not harder.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and the great thing about this resource is that the authors, including Sarah, they have given us so many tools that we can utilize. So we don't have to listen to this and then go search around everywhere, which is an administrator's nightmare. We have it all right here.
Honestly, so as I read this book, that's, I think, two things surprised me about this book. One was how approachable it was. I didn't feel like I was reading a research article that I read and then I had to figure out what to do with it. I felt like some of that was already done, and like I could just pick it up and use it, which I felt I so appreciated. The other thing that my big takeaway from this book that really surprised me was what you were getting at, Melissa. How many resources are already in here? Like, okay, I didn't have to flip very far, but here are 2 pages ready to go. And it's not that they just give them to you in the book, but there's a website free to go to. All you do is give them your email address, and all of these beautiful resources are there for the downloading.
Yes. Bite-size action steps.
Yes. And so I'm so excited that this book is what we're using to strengthen our state, and all of us work together to strengthen our tier 1 universal instruction for students, to make those interventions that we need to do later work better for us. So make sure you join in. So just kind of the details in the weeds. Sarah's keynote, February 9th, which is this coming up Thursday, will premiere at 11:30. So you can catch that on the Keep Indiana Learning YouTube channel, or catch it live or catch it later. Either way works. And then the first and third Thursdays, like Melissa said, a new video will be released where we're just going chapter at a time, sharing the highlights. That's why we've called this a book highlight series, not a book study. We're not getting together and talking about it. we're giving you the highlights for then individual districts, individual schools, an individual teacher could sit down with this book and make a difference in his or her classroom. And the points to ponder will then kind of be like salt and pepper, sprinkled throughout the month across our social media channels as I learned to speak English this morning. So we're super excited about strengthening the core. And then this is going to feed, continue through our spring speaker series that we'll have, and then right into the Keep Indiana Learning ESC of I Virtually Different Conference on June 13th and 14th. So it all just feeds right together.
Martie, am I allowed to tell them the news? That Sarah Brown will be back this summer?
Yes, she will. Sarah will be one of our keynote speakers at the Virtually Different Conference, June 13th and 14th. So you'll get some from Sarah next week, and then more from Sarah in June, which is super exciting. This was one of those game changer books, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, Melissa, our time has come and gone. It's amazing how quickly this first Friday show goes.
Yeah, I have tears, I think. I've enjoyed this.
Yes. Well, thank you for joining us today, Melissa, to kick off the ESC of I partnership. We're excited. Keep Indiana Learning is part of Region 9 Education Service Center. So we're that little gray box there in the middle of the logo is where we are located. And so we're just excited to bring all the ESCs together and all of us work together to change learning for our students.
Absolutely.
All right. So here we are. We will see you on March 3rd, hopefully with a little bit warmer weather. Melissa and I won't talk about the game anymore, but tomorrow is going to be a great day in the state of Indiana. Great basketball, which is always fun.
Go Boilers.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. All right. I'm just not going to touch it. Just not going to touch it. All right. Thank you so much. We are glad to have you here at Keep Indiana Learning, and we will see you next month for First Friday.